Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. And that's your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support. Welcome back. In the news again. And it's been in the news. I was born in 1956. It's been in the news since the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, 2010, 2020s. Now it's 2021, and we're still there. It exasperates itself. It becomes more and more unmanageable. So the question is, what's the end game here? Obviously, the Democrats' open border policy is a total failure and a disaster, and it'll destroy the country. But to be honest with you, the Republicans aren't that good either. All their tactic is they point at the Democrats and say, look how lousy they are. Look how much the Democrats suck. That's not a policy. The problem is it's going to take some really hard decisions and really some things that are going to upset a lot of people. Somebody has to be the adult in the room. Somebody has to say no. Is it too late? I don't know. That's one of the major criticisms I had with Ronald Reagan, was the amnesty deal that him and Tip O'Neill put together in the 1980s. Most of you that are younger, they would love to have all these millions of people come in. Some have skills, most don't. But is it too late? And the ironic part to all that is, for all of you younger people and progressives and leftists, and even regular Democrats believe this to a certain extent, that we are the melting pot, and they're seeking asylum. Economic asylum is not a reason for asylum. It makes it even worse. These NGOs and their lawyers at the border teach, practice, go over these people coming in, even legally, how to lie, how to con the system to get in. Is it too late? Is it too late? Some people say the Democrats do this just for the votes, that they're losing the Hispanic vote. And just a recent development, is, I might add, that they don't know that their base, African American, Hispanics, young college progressives, is their main base. The college progressives, they still have. They control the universities. They control the culture for decades, because the Republicans suck at fighting back culturally and politically. They're just horrible about it. So is it just about the votes? I really don't know. It may be a reason for some. Probably a lot. But in the end, flooding the country with unskilled workers hurts low-income people and hurts the people that are coming in. Democrats love a lose-lose deal. But in the end, they lose because the economy goes down the toilet. Areas get overrun. And the votes go the Republicans' way. So is it just about the votes? Is it just about the money? The money that these congressional people and Senate representatives get and presidential candidates get from big business? They have this cheap labor come in. Maybe it's all of the above. Maybe it's about money. Maybe it's about votes. But what is their end game? Do they have one? And I mean the Republicans as well, but mostly the Democrats. Trump, whether you like him or not, had the border is as secure as it could be in an imperfect world. And he just got blasted. Blasted. And the amazing part is, it's not in the country's best interest. But since Trump said it, it has to be wrong. You remember the vaccine came out before the election. President Biden, Vice President Harris spoke disparagingly about it. It's Trump's. I don't trust Trump. But they never said don't trust the vaccine, but they implied it. It's Trump's border policy. We have to be against it. It's Trump that went and did prison reform. We can't say anything about it. Trump did it. We have to be against it. Trump is making inroads with the African American community. We have to make him a monster. Trump derangement syndrome has taken over the Democrat Party. And that in itself I wouldn't mind, because that's their psychotic attitude and cult-like mentality, but it's killing the country. I mean, look at this. You can't have a country anywhere in the world. People are crossing at will. There's stories that there's not much as far as food and water and clothing on the American side. So these people are going back and forth into Mexico to buy water, supplies. There's been tons of articles about people going back and forth 4, 5, 6 times, which means we have no border. We have no border. And the fact of the matter is, this is going to cost billions and billions and billions in just aid. And the vast majority of the progressives and the leftists that love an open border pay almost zero taxes. The bottom 50% of wage earners, not counting people that don't work, the bottom 50% of wage earners pay 2% net federal taxes. The top 50% pay the 98% net federal taxes. So they don't care. So there you have it. Is it the breaking point yet? Everybody has a tipping point. I think Europe has seen it with the mass migration in the last few years that fueled a lot of the Brexit in England. It's changed their culture dramatically. Is there anything wrong with migrants, legal migrants, bringing some of the best of their culture into the culture that they're coming into? Absolutely not. My father's parents were what they call off-the-boat Italians. And the Italian culture has done wonderful things for the United States. My grandmother on my mother's side, my maternal grandmother, is half Lithuanian. Great contributions from Eastern Europe. Unbelievable things. But what they're doing is they're not melding together. They're not all under the American ideal, the American way of life. And a smaller and smaller percent believe in the American system. Look at some of the polling for some of the college students. There's petitions out that want to eliminate the Constitution. Is it a breaking point for the Republic? I think it is.